Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we finished yesterday's trial, and during the later half of the proceedings, we were introduced to the District Chief of Police himself, Damon Gant. And, well, we talked to him about what was going on in this case, and we found out that another murder occurred at the police department, right at the same exact time that the murder in the prosecutor's office occurred. Now, what's significant about this murder? Well, as I eventually found out as I kept cross-examining the chief of police himself, the victim in the police department is apparently Detective Goodman. So, it pretty much raised one hell of a stinker of a question. How the hell could the victim in the case that I'm currently on, who was killed at the prosecutor's office, have possibly been murdered over at the detective's office at the same exact detective's precinct at the same exact time? Unless there are two Bruce Goodmans running around, that's certainly quite the conundrum, I'd say. So, that's pretty much our homework for today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try to figure out the answer to this mystery. Or at least try to. So, let's just go ahead and get things started. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Ryan Co. Law Offices. Mr. Wright? So, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? Victim, Detective Bruce Mann, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot, in the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? Come on, you were there, weren't you? And during the court proceedings? Prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits. But I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. Whatever you say. To the Warthog! As I'm now going to start calling Edgeworth's car. Because, you know, it's the hog that he drives around. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder, and I disagree. I think we really should worry about it. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? Yeah, the oil drum thing. My sister, erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never! Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. Stop reading my mind, lady. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do. And I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Hello, old friend. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with water. Makes sense, because, you know, blood sugar and all. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Yeah, you would think so, but apparently they didn't see fit to submit the evidence in court for some reason, if they did. If they found anything. Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. Then how did you get your hands on this? We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You got an extra pair of those things? Red! To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find some bloodstains. Can I use the mouse for this? Looks like it. Found something. You can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Didn't you ever have a nosebleed as a child? Or scraped your knee, cut your finger, something? Scientific investigation in action. Well, yeah, I guess you... Yeah, I guess you mean blood in this quantity. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this? Scientifically, the amount of blood. Not a whole lot of it. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. That technically could be a very little amount of blood, because blood smears. Just like any other fluid. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? Okay, thank you. See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? I'd say so. Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy, too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. But if you're not allowed to use it as a minor, how'd you buy it? Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. Oh, Emma, you're so endearing. Never change. You can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit their view of the case. Well, isn't that just lovely? They just simply ignore any evidence that doesn't fit the case they want to push. It's almost like they're trying to push narratives with these proceedings. This legal system sucks. We must drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! Hello, lunch lady. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Maybe it would spontaneously combust? Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. So, what do you want? You certainly put me in a tight spot today. As you should have been. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. At least you admit it. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events was different, I still saw what I saw. You committed perjury on the fucking witness stand. And forced us to deal with a lot more headaches piecing together what happened in here than we absolutely needed to. I say, you got off very lightly. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Huh. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. Don't you mean ex-detective? I know this photograph has something important to tell us. But what? Alright, you can talk to us about you, I guess. So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Their lungs coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies. Well, considering that apparently the police is willing to ignore certain evidence to help push a narrative in court, I wouldn't be surprised if, well, you're all just looking for straight-up confessions that will help fit said narrative. Right? But then again, maybe you were just looking for the honest truth. I guess you could have had benevolent intentions back then. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. Good one, Emma. And you were let go. Fired. Dream job, and then you were let go. Why did we need that flashback? It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Okay. Why don't I get you to tell me about it a bit? Like, maybe if I present this to you? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Okay. I guess not. Come on, tell us about it. Angel man, come on. Well, I guess I should look around a little more anyway, so I'll be back with you in just a minute. I think... Here we go, got a reaction right here. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So, this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. It just keeps getting worse. It doesn't look like there's anything else. There's gotta be something. Chief Prosecutor by his shoulder, she dropped that phone on the pavement. And that's when you heard talking about the muffler, right? Little did I know. It was a trap. The red car's muffler, and the prosecutor's red muffler. What's this guy really trying to say? I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely good meds. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed in the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Okay, come on. There's gotta be something here I can show you that will get you to talk. Okay, why don't I just try... Looks like Miss Sky is in for questioning. Hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Just come back later. I'm gonna try examining the car. That's where we found that note. 2-21 SL9 SL9 incident. Case that was due for transferal the day of the murder. Detective in charge of the victim. What kind of case the SL... I wonder what kind of case this SL9 incident thing was. It's kind of hard to guess just knowing the case number. Well, I would like to know, but... Angel here is kind of being obstinate about telling me anything. I guess maybe I should try moving on somewhere else. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. Guess we'll have to come back. Okay. Nothing here. You won't talk to me. Let's try going to the police station. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. Detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense. Detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. How are you two doing? Look, that patrolman is saluting that other guy. He must be a detective. You idiot! What were you thinking? Where's your head? Sir, it's right here, sir. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was showing the detective where his head was. They make a good pair. I don't know. Sounds abusive to me. February 23rd, police station. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh. Makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. That was lame. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. Well, given Phoenix's track record in this game up till this point when it comes to being careless with evidence and investigating, I totally can believe it. One of these days he's gonna get his stupid ass killed. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. How are you doing? This must be the chief of detectives. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Detective killed in the evidence room? Tell no one outside the police department. No! I told that old lady at the restaurant everything! Someone's getting a demotion. Or fired. What are you up to? That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know. The killer used dry ice. If you put it between the latch and the door, the room could be sealed shut. This is good. I'll win a writer's award for sure. He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. You should do that on your own time, man. You could get fired for shit like that. Here's the guard station. I don't think it really takes much guesswork to figure out whose station this belongs to. Look at the decor in this place. It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? Sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly. So imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. You and me both. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Look, on the floor, a lasso. Looks like I set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed! Then this room would be a crime scene investigation in and of itself. You sure have an active imagination. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here there. Undoubtedly. The eyes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. Water hoarders in a really dry environment. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell, with spines pointing out in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. They sure do love pulling out that reminiscence theme a lot in this case, for a lot of things. Even though it was just like literally a few seconds with this one. This is a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know! A poochie! Poncho. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. She'll figure it out on her own. I have faith in her. The swing door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say be more of a yarg myself. Scream however you want, Sir Pirate, sir. I guess I really gotta keep talking to you, huh? Okay. You won't respond to this thing anymore. What about your photo? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? There we go! That got you to speak up a bit. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I've ever handled. Yep. We see good men, Jakey boy there, you, and some other gentleman down the bottom left corner. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. So you guys arrested somebody, charged him, sentenced him, and then executed him for murder on no solid evidence whatsoever. Lovely. I mean, don't you think that sounds a little bit wrong? What? The criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Mayhap evidence. On forged evidence, no less. What a great miscarriage of justice this is. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? That's very unethical. Even if the person actually did it, you can't just go convicting someone based on false evidence just because you can't find any real solid evidence to convict them. Otherwise, the rule of law and criminal justice would mean jack shit. The best part came out several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops. I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. So tell us about Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over. And he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten. And neither have I. He hadn't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case. A hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait. Those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I came to sell lunches in this accursed office. I came here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Apparently quite a lot. Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection! So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Steak lunch, received from Miss Starr. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Well, that's nice of you. Thanks a lot. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall. Is he your... are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases. He was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's cold, so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Okay, I think I've gotten just about everything I could out of you. You'll give that to Jake like I asked, won't you? You and Officer Marshall, you... are you going out? We just asked this, man. Jake and I are cooperating investigation, that's all. We're just putting the past to rest. Thank you. Well, that was pointless. Let's go back. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Hey, Sweet Shoe. Are you hungry? Are you hungry, boy? Who's a hungry detective? Who's a hungry good detective? Who's a good little detective? You better have something important for me. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I can hear his heart breaking. You poor set of fancy shoes. No, wait, you're just a shoe. There's no S at the end of your name. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. You and me both. Now's no time for despair. We caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. Criminal? You mean, you heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Yeah, we've already been over this. The flashbacks are getting a little annoying now. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everyone's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch, pronto! Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait! Don't leave! You want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later! He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Okay, let's go see if we can chat with him a bit. Our suspect. Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. I think I know who our suspect is. What was that? Sir! That's what I'm saying! Me? A perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator against, sir! That's what I'd say! Oh, hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but, is Miss Yep, you're the guy who tried to deliver the thing. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. Like a lost little lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. How should I say this? Wait. He isn't. Is he? You? Officer Meekins. You didn't. Did you? Uh-huh. Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Most certainly. I like how in his ID he's even saluting. You poor unfortunate soul, you. Why don't you tell me about what happened? Sir! I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir! Sir! Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. That's the business that day, sir. And so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station from the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, what happened to I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person! Yeah! What the heck is this guy doing? Trying to choke himself like a fish. Actually, no, like a chicken. Fish don't get choked, last I checked. So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? You burned it while making some pancakes, didn't you, boy? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. But first, tell me about the victim. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room. Right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir! If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim! I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side! So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives! So, if he was a total stranger, why'd you stab him? Sir! I had no intention of killing him, sir! None! Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir! At least someone around here is more confused than I am. So tell me about your bandaged hand, you little shaky leaf, you. About your hand. What? Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But, sir! Sir! But, there was nothing I could do! Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, if I had a nickel every time you said sir, I'd have enough to buy myself lunch. When the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir! The next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. No kidding. Look at my badge. Maybe this will cheer you up. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead, sir. Laugh! Laugh at me, sir! Ha 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 ha! Huh? I know what you want to say! You're going to tell me how she has the one just like it! Me? Why would I? I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Nowhere! I'm alone! All alone! Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. But when you're high school, that's part of it. Is he talking about those badges on her coat? I like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. Well, that was pointless. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! What? That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing can be more exact, sir. Nothing! Better pry into this one a little deeper. Okay. Tell me about the details. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me! What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. That doesn't seem like a really smart idea, just leaping at someone who has a knife. You could get stabbed. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you! My own father's words, sir! What bad advice that is. I think that really tells me everything I need to know about your dad. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I woke, I was here. Right. Reason for arrest. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, who he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, they have no way of knowing the victim really was the victim. Was really the victim. True. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is... I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape! And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it! No, thanks. I have my own. I just showed it to you. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Okay, I think we're done here. How you doing, buddy? This guard monitors the visitor's room. Seeing a fellow patrolling in here must make him worry about his own fate in life. No comments from the peanut gallery! Oh, hush, Emma. I'm not a peanut gallery. I'm at least the popcorn gallery. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the chief of the detective's desk. It's Police Chief Gant. Well, here is Zeus himself. And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what this means if there is anything missing. Sir! I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir! We'll scour the place again, sir. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered. Aha! Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Not much. Ho ho ho! Chief Gant! Reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Okay, Demon Chief. What do you got from Demon and Chief? What do you got for me? Can you look at my badge? Tell me if it looks lustrous to you. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find the guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. The guy who can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. I wonder what having a conversation about my attorney's badge with the Dancing Badger would entail. Probably exactly what you'd expect. Tell me about Edgeworth. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep. Well, they had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Yeah, he was a nasty vampire. I mean, look at the guy. Does he not look like the sort of person who would suck you dry? On karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Well, I caught him for more than that, but yeah. But wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? Well, that's unfortunate. Why don't we talk about the evidence room now? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. There being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive. And I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier? Huh? You saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Okay, let's try. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. You didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The day on is February 21st, day of the murder. Better make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report. A half-written document dated 2/21. Can only be submitted to the chief of police. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Can I get your permission to enter it? Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought that they would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Yes, you do. Show some balls. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, "Sir, can I borrow $50?" I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate to that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along now and do your best now. Later, folks. It looks pretty cool on my label, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. No, I just think it's the meek officer that's the bad influence. Let's get going. I got a evidence room to investigate. Let me in! The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Orange Man! You gave me a faulty ID! Shame on you! Aha! The card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made of my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? Well, who else would decorate the place like this? Gumshoe? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest? That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. So the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Moody, are we? Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Tell me about your station. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer. I'm shivering. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. We will, but first, I gotta feed the cowboy. That smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? I feel it's steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. I think it means that she knows what he likes. Alright, Bambina. You win. Ask anything. Finally, seems like he's willing to talk. Now tell me about your station, hombre. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago... Well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well... I reckon I was galloping down the highway at the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. What a name for a steed. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. I kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak into your next to your steak, you know? Okay, so tell us about yourself then. The star told us something. Yeah, that you used to be a big boy around these parts, but now you're just a little boy in a little corner with your little cacti. You said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. Yeah, he was a big boy once. Now he's not. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. It's all gone now. Like a drinking pole in a Ferrari fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead. Excuse me. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago. The day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. Tell me about the security system first. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, Neon machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're a security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. Who has the 7777777 number? So this is the ID card record. I see Goodman's number towards the bottom. Hey! I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. I will in just a minute. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the preceding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Okay, well, why don't I show you this? See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this. 58421189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Well, wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room, and I asked the man to display his ID card. And then you attacked him. So we can get. So I guess we can deduce, based on the ID record, that the number at the very bottom belongs to Meekins. If he had his card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Okay, IDs of all who entered the evidence room on 2/21. Got an idea. Maybe I should show this list of other people's IDs here. Like you. The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. The only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This is neither Wild nor West here. Ha! Aha. But that and this are 2 different things entirely. I guess so. Huh? I'm lost. Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Like... this thing? Really? Not even the SL9 thing? Not even this knife? Okay, I guess not. Whatever, let's just go into the evidence room. Why is there a car door here? Well, looks like there has handcuffs on it. Forgot about that. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! It's okay. It's okay, Emma. Sweet Shoe can scare anybody. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smoking ghosts in the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Yeah, yes. Yeah, it's true. It is all true. So the chief of police can't. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? So that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief. So now you're a boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plan. Scene of the stabbing of a detective at the PD. It looks like a Tetris piece. So, how you doing, Sweet Shoe? You're the boss for the day, huh? So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right! It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? You don't have any underlings, do you? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though! I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal! You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course! I'm a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Tell me about Edgeworth first. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. Do tell. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Maybe. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it, using their ID card. Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Well, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. It sounds like a lot. Yeah, well, even I can't lose my own right hand. Sure you can. I know a guy who was named after a cat who lost his right hand unexpectedly. I should introduce you to. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. I recognize the person in that photograph on your door. That's cute. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it, zap! You get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. What, do you keep forgetting where your locker is, man? That's unfortunate. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Interesting. Thanks for the evidence locker. So, will you look at my lustrous badge? Maybe this will cheer you up a bit. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show that to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said! I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Can I show this to you? Did you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number! It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth! Say what? 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 Good going, Emma! You said what? I'd give you an Oreo if I could. Although, I don't know if you'd prefer the regular kind or the golden kind. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? I don't know. Maybe we should ask him. Okay, that looks like that's all that there is to it. That's the victim, Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. It's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number, too. Scary, huh? For the police force? Maybe. My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Well, in that case, I could just print out a picture of your face, stick it in front of your locker, and get access to classified evidence. Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system. Hey, that's it. Okay, you are just gonna say the same exact thing. Why don't I instead show this thing to you again? You can't open the lockers if your fingerprints doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents! Note: the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Apparently. Why don't I start examining shit now? Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. It looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist that he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. I guess so. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. Well, that's a pretty haphazard way to treat it. Where did Detective Gumshoe put this here? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Well, you are the careless type in that respect, so yeah, I totally believe it. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Then I'm not talking behind your back then, dingus. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal, our security is high-tech around here. And I see your secret weapons. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. Sorry-looking fishing pole, that is. Where's my missile? Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. That's that metal detector. The one that led to solving that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Alright. Feels like ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart! But I don't want to look at people's hearts. We got a bloody handprint here. What's this? Blood! It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other blood stains left in the room? We should use our testing fluid to check it out. In a minute. What's the saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. No, art is typically just somebody expressing themselves. It's just some people just typically like to oppress people that try to express themselves. Really, just look at the world around you and all the different stances it has on works of fiction and art. You'll see exactly what I mean. True art. I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here, in the evidence room? How irresponsible. What's this glove? Someone left a glove here. Only one, and I see SL9 on the tag. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9. It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident. Extremely thin rubber glove. I will gladly take that. Look, this one's open. The red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. True. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. So what's this thing? Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. I'm making you out to be a lot of things today, aren't I? That's apparently from The Case. The Case? The SL9 incident, pal. See a sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Let's take a closer look. Look what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. You carry around glue? I understand you maybe taking your science equipment with you, being, you know, the passionate forensic scientist that you are, but glue? Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, boy! It's a puzzle! Now, let's see if I can fit any of this shit here. Like, maybe you go here. You... I don't think so. You. There we go. Okay. I think you go here. You go here. And you go there. You go here. Nope, never mind. Wrong one. You go here. It was shaped similar enough. You go here. And last but not least, you go here. What an interesting jar I made. There's still a piece missing. Huh? Well, I think we did it. But some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in my 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Not really. But what I'm curious about is what are those red dots on it. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. A piece is missing. Why don't I take a look at this thing? And this thing. Tag says SL 911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Is zag even a word? Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? Yes, I do. Let's play Scramble. What, are we playing a word game now? Now, what about this jar? Hey, look. They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months. Maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. A likely assumption. Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? Just a decoration, man? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? Well, maybe not for that little tiny hole you see there. Alright. Let's try examining the bloody handprint now, shall we? I think I've stalled long enough. Let's spray. Whoop. I accidentally fingered the... I'm fingering all kinds of shit. The wrong shit. The bad shit. Strawberry luminol spray. This is the shit I want to finger. I'm on a roll right now with the fat fingering. What is going on with my brain right now? Maybe my human facade is finally slipping through, and my true robot self is starting to show a little. I'm malfunctioning. That's what's wrong with me. Finally, there we go. That was a lot harder than it needed to be. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Well, your opinion was kind of dumb, so yeah. We got one here. A reaction. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me. When they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I won't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Well, I think we've confirmed it. The police is not to be trusted. Or at least this district, anyway. Oh, wait, I'm not done spraying shit. Get back here. God damn it. I cannot spray. There we go. I remember this one being here. How am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans. Alright, that's enough of that. What do you make of this? Let me say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing! Nothing! That's a lie and you know it. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. And nothing for this one either, huh? Put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? Two, doesn't it seem like a little unstable? I wonder if it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. I am not seeing anything at all that I can mess around with at the moment. That I haven't already messed with. So I think I'm gonna go look around for a bit, see if there's anything new going on. Anywhere at all. I guess I'm not done looking in the room yet. Alright, let's get back in there. Alright, so what have I not finished looking at yet? Unless I'm supposed to... Unless I forgot a stain. Alright. Spray Nope, doesn't look like it. Maybe I'm supposed to present you something? Oh wait, the ID card thing. Did I present that to you yet? Did you take a look at this? Oh wait, you already saw this, didn't you? Yeah, I did present this to you here, didn't I? Okay, we got there on here. What about this thing? Detective Goodman's note. And a switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. Go on. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. There! Finally! Just had to present the right thing to you. Now, that was a bloody, violent case. Violent. So it was a murder. A serial killing. A serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. I say we should. All the info we can get on this will help us. Maybe. But the killer made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. But did he know? But was he using falsified evidence? And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. And started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was a detective in charge of the SL9 incident. See? So. That switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give him my report for the day. That's an interesting looking report, and I recognize the person in that thing. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him! Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Good idea. Let's go bother the wart. Hello, Wartmobile. Bye, Wartmobile. I gotta go talk to your warty owner. In his warty office. What the hell are you doing here? This isn't a Gatewater Hotel. Ah, guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth. I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Looking like his dark, sullen, moody self. Nah, you don't deserve an Oreo. You deserve a stale sugar cookie. Right. He has the hotel bringing him tea service? What kind of fucking connections do you have, man? That's nuts. Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. The real info was on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing has really taken a toll on him. Would you like a pat on the head? Would that make you feel better? Talk to me. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, I decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Tell me about tomorrow's trial. I don't care to hear about your woes with the committees right now. Are you okay for the trial for tomorrow? Well, I'm still the proceeding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. Police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? Because you made a big fool of yourself in court, my friend. All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Sure you do. You probably got a few innocent people declared guilty of heinous crimes. And they're all rotting away in a cell. Possibly even dead. Depending on the crime. If they were executed for it. But still. But wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Look at my badge. Maybe this will cheer you up. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright! Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. What side are you on anyway? Whoever's prettier. Maybe if I just show my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. Best evidence, huh? How about this jar? Okay, not the jar. How about the knife? I know you. You probably got hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on. The SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about as far as murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The truth! Can you handle it? I can. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time. Damon Gant. Interesting. And that wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. But with forged evidence, man? Wait, you didn't. Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. Even forgery? However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. So you won't do anything in your power to win a verdict. That is a contradiction, my friend. Anything else I can show you? Oh, right. I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief has never wanted to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make the note of it. Screwdriver! Screwdriver's involved, so I can think of all kinds of possibilities on what this could have been used for. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's, brought back to his office by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. You just want me to go under the chief of police's demonic nose, don't you? Demonic nose. Edgeworth. I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving each of Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprinting set. Recovers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Thank you. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Yeah. This episode's gone on for almost 2 hours straight. I'd like to end this. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Alright. Back to the evidence room we go. February 23rd, Evidence Room, Sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that'll have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. I'm gonna choose the middle one because, well, I want to see the bird. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. I'm starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do we do that? Enter. See? Ah. Looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Oh, what? I won't be able to actually literally blow it away with my mic? Like you could on the DS version? That kind of blows. No pun intended. Even though it damn well should be intended. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow. Looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. These are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. Guess I better give it a try. No, really. I can't blow like I can like on the DS version. Because I was successfully able to do that with an emulator, not just on the actual handheld. Just plug in a webcam mic and boom, it worked. They really should implement the feature back in a patch. Just make it optional, you know? The bird flipped me off by not giving me a perfectly solid print. Too solid a print. I am insulted. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are handprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Yeah, I see it. Let's see if we can find a clear hip print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Right there. Alright. Alright, that should take care of it. Or not, I guess I need to do it again. There we go. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet. It's quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left those prints. Well, this is Gumshoe's locker, so... Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? You could make a pretty good guess. I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Alright. Sweet Shoe! I got a match. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Why are you making him look angry in that mugshot? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time. But there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, If I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Yes, there was. Let's check it out. This one, to be precise. Yeah, this one. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, you want to try using this? There go our eyes sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints. That's a spirit. Oh. But I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in the area will have been wiped away, too. Oh. Right. So, that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Like... index finger, maybe? Okay. There we go. I'm getting something. Ding. Hey, Marshall! What's your bloody handprint doing on this locker? Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall! Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints, found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. You got some explaining to do, cowboy. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints. On a wiped blood stain. Because you cut yourself... So, Marshall, did you cut yourself shaving? But why would Officer Marshall? Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Believe it. And I'm gonna use I'm gonna take his index finger, which he left a clear print for me to find, and finger him with it in court. That sounded a little sexual. So, yeah, I guess tomorrow I'm going to try to see if maybe I can drag Jakey boy to the stand. And see just what is the deal with that bloody handprint. Maybe he has something to do with with our murder of Bruce Goodman. Either way, I guess we can figure out all that stuff in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Take care.